I'm Luke Shields. This report is brought to you by Mark Feldstein and Associates. Eastbound 401, east of the 400, the transfer from Collectors to Express, the collision that we had blocking the right lane on that transfer, that has now cleared away. So all lanes reopened on that transfer ramp east of the 400 on the eastbound 401 from Collectors to Express. Westbound 401, the ramp to Trafalgar was closed for a couple hours. That was due to heavy congestion at the Toronto Premium Outlets for Boxing Day. Well, that has now cleared away, and that off-ramp to Trafalgar has now reopened as well. Southbound 427 at the 401, two right lanes remain blocked for a collision. Traffic moving very slowly on the approach to this collision scene on City Street, northbound Avenue, north of Wilson. The collision that we had blocking the right lane has cleared away, so all lanes reopen there. Southbound Don Mills approaching the DVP, the right lane still blocked for a collision. In Markham, 19th Avenue from Leslie to Woodbine, all lanes closed for construction. For all your personal and corporate tax accounting needs, call Mark Feldstein and Associates, Chartered Professional Accountants. Visit markfeldstein.ca, markfeldstein.ca. Your next traffic report is in less than 10 minutes now with forecast. Here's Rob Haswell.
A foggy night tonight. In fact, it won't likely dissipate until we get into the morning hours of Wednesday when the wind picks up out of the northeast at around 10 to 25 kilometers per hour. Rain showers and a high near 7. We should finally start to cool down just a little bit as we get into Friday, our first chance to see any kind of snowflakes. No radio.
No problem.
Listen to City News 680 online at citynews.ca.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather.
City News 680. Everywhere.
This is All News Radio. If you're looking to travel more next year, experts say there's a few ways to make your dollar go further. ABC's Derek Dennis has more.
It's one of those resolutions so many of us make for the new year, travel more. But that can get expensive quick. Ryan Kelly, known as the Points Guy, says one way to save is to switch when you travel.
Europe travel was absolutely bonkers expensive this summer. We're foreseeing the same happening next year. So my key tip is go in the spring or fall to Europe. It's going to be much more temperate.
And hotels and flights will likely be cheaper. Another way to save, let airfare prices be your guide.
Google Flights has a feature called Explore where you can put in your home city and you can actually put Caribbean or Europe and it'll reverse engineer. So I say when you're looking at destinations in 2024, sniff out the cheapest airfare and choose a destination that's going to save you a lot on airfare.
Kelly says you may want to invest in a new credit card, but don't just focus on airline miles.
There are so many hotel credit cards that have free nights just for signing up.
For what it's worth, I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Traffic is one of our pillars here on City News 680, and we're pulling back the curtain on how we cover the roads in the GTA. 680's Kyle Hawking is here to explain the process for putting together a traffic report.
One of the most common questions we get is how we gather the information for our reports, and truthfully, a lot of it begins with you. Our listener line, Star 680, is one of the most valuable tools we have, and it's actually us on-air reporters that answer it when you call. You tell us what you're seeing, and we can go from there. We're in close contact with the MTO and Toronto Transportation, so we can call them anytime, and we have access to their live traffic cameras, so we can keep an eye on traffic flow. When we see something that looks off, we can investigate. Do this job long enough, and you learn when the flow of traffic just doesn't look right. Sometimes those agencies will notify us of problems. That comes via email to a central inbox. And we can also look at pages maintained by fire departments or police agencies to see what they have going on. The OPP maintains an unencoded radio band for media we can listen to as well. And of course, nothing beats Chopper 680. The amount of information you can gather in a short time is nothing short of incredible. It truly is an essential tool. You can hear traffic and weather every 10 minutes on City News 680, 24/7. I'm Kyle Hawking.
Now time for business.
I'm Tim Demopoulos. Chevrolet has just launched an EV version of its popular mid-size Blazer SUV. The mid-size SUV segment is very important in this country, and the Blazer is one of the first electric offerings in the segment. Holly Broom is the National Marketing Manager with Chevrolet Canada.
The Blazer EV is launching in the mid-SUV segment in Canada, and it's the third largest segment in Canada. It's also the first mid-size SUV to launch in that segment. So there's huge potential, huge opportunity in Canada, and its foundation is built on, performance, technology, and the sporty design heritage that Chevrolet is known for. Our all-wheel drive options have a range up to 449 kilometers, and our rear-wheel drive has a range of up to 515 kilometers. When you think of what an average Canadian drives in a day or in a week, those are certainly ranges that satisfy that driving behavior.
The Blazer Blazer EV also comes with a built-in Google infotainment system, which takes the guesswork out of EV trip planning.
We have a completely built-in Google system with respect to our navigation and voice assistance. So there's opportunities to calculate your drive route with EV charging along the way, outlining how much range you'll actually have when you get there. So really alleviate some of the range anxiety issues that we have with some of the EV adoption. I think this is really seamless technology that will make that experience top-notch.
And with the Blazer, Chevrolet now has an electric offering in the three most popular vehicle segments.
We are excited to be launching EVs in Canada's three biggest segments, in the compact SUV, the truck market, and the midsize SUV. And we have choice for Canadians, right? We have internal combustion engine vehicle as well as an EV with the Equinox, the Silverado, and now the Blazer. So, I think we have some really great stuff coming up, and I'm excited for Canadians to experience them.
Holly Broom is with Chevrolet Canada, and at the City News Business Center, I'm Tim Demopoulos.
Boxing Day is on now with Visions Electronics. Get incredible below-cost in-store only door crashes starting at 7 a.m. sharp on Boxing Day. Get a JVC 55-inch 4K Smart TV for $298. Wireless earbuds for only $1. And even more incredible savings throughout the store. We'll beat any advertised price in Canada, guaranteed. Plus, we save even more when you visit the store. Don't wait. Boxing Day is on now. See all the deals at visions.ca.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Love is in the air. Frank and Margie's daughter is getting married. They want to help with the wedding, but need to organize their finances. With a debt consolidation loan and my telekinesis, I help them consolidate their bills. I promise I won't crash the wedding, but I am free that weekend.
Own your home, need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where home will get approved. Get your license 12616. City News Time 9:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is City News 680. Everywhere.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, December 26th. I'm Sarah Carioni. Here's the speaking news right now. Police are on the hunt for a man in his 40s in connection with a deadly assault near Bloor and Dundas. An Uber driver is facing charges after sexually assaulting a passenger. And a fog advisory is back in place for Toronto and the GTA, putting a blur on your drive tonight.
A very strong start at the box office for The Color Purple. I'm ABC's Jason Adams, and with details coming up. Getting down to the wire, the Brooklyn Nets with a 3-point lead over the Detroit Pistons with under 2 to go in the fourth quarter. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, changes around charitable donations in Canada next year could be problematic for the charities, and it comes with an increase in demand. City News Time 9:31. Traffic and weather now. Here's Luke Shields.
Thank you, Sarah. This report is brought to you by the Simple Investor. We start with some good news on the southbound 427 at the 401. That collision that we had blocking the two right lanes, that has now cleared away, so all lanes have reopened southbound 427 at the 401, and all delays have since dissipated. There was quite a bit of backup on the approach to this collision scene. Well, that is all cleared away, so nothing to steer clear of there. Northbound on the DVP, just north of Eglinton, we have the right shoulder blocked for a stalled vehicle. On City Street, northbound Avenue, north of Wilson, the collision that we had blocking the right lane has also cleared away, so all lanes have reopened there. Southbound Don Mills approaching the DVP, we still have the right lane blocked for a collision. In Markham on 19th Avenue from Leslie to Woodbine, all lanes remain closed for some construction. Some ongoing construction on City Street on Trafalgar from Britannia to Derry, some long-term single-lane construction, more long-term single-lane maintenance on here, Ontario, north of the QEW, Queen at the DVP, and southbound Don Mills south of Eglinton. Northbound Don Mills approaching Eglinton, two right lanes blocked. Northbound Don Mills just north of it, it flips to two left lanes blocked. Westbound York Mills approaching the DVP, some more long-term single-lane construction. That is for sewer work. Is now a good time to buy investment real estate? Yes, at the Simple Investor, they make sure you get rent every month, have no tenant interaction and no repair costs. Find out more at thesimpleinvestor.com. Your next traffic report is at 9:41. Now for the forecast, here's Rob Haswell.
Drizzle and patchy showers continue through the overnight with very mild conditions and some dense fog. Certain areas will see that fog thicken up pretty significantly before finally dissipating on Wednesday morning. The overnight low
is a foggy, wet 7 degrees. City News Time 9:33. A man in his 60s has died after an altercation in Parkdale. It happened around 9 o'clock this morning near Bloor in Dundas. Police were called to the scene where the victim was found unconscious. He later died in hospital. Inspector Peter Webby says police are still searching for a suspect.
An investigation that's ongoing. We're still trying to determine exactly what happened. We're not certain ourselves what happened, and we're really asking for the public to help, especially if they have any video or witnesses.
The suspect is described as 5'10", in his 40s with brown hair, last seen riding a standard black mountain bike. The death is being considered suspicious and homicide investigators have been called in. Initially, police said the victim had been struck by an object, but Webby later said that was not confirmed. Police also investigating a stabbing near Yonge and Dundas. It happened around 3 o'clock this afternoon in that area when officers were called for reports of an altercation between a group of young people. 5 of those young people are in police custody, and paramedics say one of them was taken to hospital with minor injuries to their hand. Further details haven't been released. An Uber driver has been charged for sexually assaulting a passenger in Whitby. It happened Sunday near Taunton and Garden Streets. Durham police say 32-year-old Anise Astro